What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another daily Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Remember, going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates here on YouTube every single day throughout the whole summer transfer window for you guys to stay up to date with all the latest news involving Manchester City in the transfer market. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs. We've got the very latest on Manchester City player Issa Kabore. Now, AS Roma, they're interested according to Sports Witness. They say that AS Roma have apparently been quoted from Manchester City a price of 8 to 10 million euros to make that deal permanent this summer. Apparently, AS Roma can afford that transfer and are currently exploring the possibility of making the signing happen. I do know, with him spending last season at Luton Town, that they were relegated, but they seem to have got the very best out of Issa Kabore. He seemed to have enjoyed his time there. So I am surprised, because I know they've been relegated and they're going to want to be keeping an eye on their finances, but 8 to 10 million euros isn't breaking the bank for a club that's recently been relegated from the Premier League into the Championship. So I'm surprised with how successful Kabore was and how happy he was at Luton Town that they're not also in for him at that price. However, an offer of Serie A football with a very prestigious club like AS Roma surely does have to appeal to Issa Kabore, so we'll see if a permanent signing does happen there with Kabore going to AS Roma. Now, moving on, we've had serious developments in the last 24 hours on Liam Delap. Now, Simon Stone had said that Manchester City have accepted 2 bids for Liam Delap, both of which could rise to as much as £20 million. He believes that bids have been accepted from both Southampton and Ipswich Town. Was reporting yesterday that Liam Delap has been and had a look around Portman Road and is currently contemplating his options. Now, the MEN says that Manchester City are going to include a 20% sell-on fee on this deal, along with a buyback clause as well. David Ornstein has confirmed, and confirmed by Fabrizio Romano as well, that the fee we're looking at for Liam Delap is £15 million as an upfront fee, with £5 million in add-ons, so a total worth £20 million, with a confirmed buyback option for Manchester City and a sell-on fee also included on this deal. Now, Derbyshire Live have said that Derby County, when Manchester City brought Liam Delap into the club in 2019, included a sell-on fee for them. No mention of what percentage they're going to get of the overall fee from this transfer, but looking like Manchester City going to be adding to their transfer kitty very nicely, and it all helped with net spend and potentially Manchester City bringing in some players this summer. So it is looking like right now Ipswich Town are ahead of Southampton in the race for Liam Delap. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Manchester City right back Yan Couto, and Corriere dello Sport in Italy say that Juventus have made first contact with Manchester City to try and sign Yan Couto this summer. They are pushing for a loan deal. Manchester City want a permanent transfer. Juventus say that they've been asked for 25 million euros. Now, my previous understanding was Man City were looking for around 40 million pounds for Yan Couto, so 25 million euros is quite a bit, nearly half of the asking price that Manchester City are looking for. So I don't know if that 40 million pound is just the asking price for another Premier League club, or whether there has been some confusion about just how much Manchester City are wanting for Yan Couto. Do they want 25 million euro or do they want 40 million pounds? Big contrast. We wait to see the clarification on that, but Man City would prefer a permanent transfer rather than a loan transfer, which this early into the window is always going to be the case. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on another Manchester City right back. Takes us on to an update on Joao Cancelo. Mark Bruss has said that Saudi Arabian clubs Al Ahly and Al Ettifaq are all in touch with Manchester City and Joao Cancelo's entourage when it comes to potentially signing Joao Cancelo this summer. It is thought that the price isn't the problem. Man City have asked for around 25 to 30 million euros when it comes to to Joao Cancelo, not a problem for both of them Saudi Arabian football teams. However, it is thought that Joao Cancelo would prefer to stay in Europe rather than head to the Middle East. Now, he already has personal terms agreed with Barcelona. They can only afford a loan deal this summer rather than a permanent transfer. We was reporting that Joao Cancelo has been offered to the two Italian giants, both Inter Milan and Juventus. Both them clubs remain keen on him, but both would prefer cheaper deals and both would prefer loan deals rather than permanent transfers. So we will see. Sounds like a lot of the European clubs are being cheap, and Saudi Arabia could be a good suitable contingency for Joao Cancelo in particular if he's not going to be getting given a look in at the Manchester City first team squad, which is believed at this moment in time. Now, moving on to the ins, got two transfers. First of them, a new name, comes in the form of Mycael. I hope I've said his name correctly. He's a Brazilian under-20 goalkeeper, currently 20 years old, plays for Atheltico Paranaese over in Brazil. Now, Transfer.com have said that Manchester City, should Ederson leave the club this summer, will be having a look at the Brazilian young goalkeeper to come in and replace Ederson. The idea would be that Stefan Ortega Moreno, as I've been reporting all summer, will be promoted to Manchester City's #1 spot should Ederson leave, and Man City will be having a good look at other goalkeepers, potentially having a look at #2s, which is why Man City have been getting linked anyway with quite a few backup goalkeepers rather than first team choice goalkeepers. We know that Man City would like to have a good look at France goalkeeper Mike Maignan or Portugal's goalkeeper Diogo Costa. However, expensive transfers. Man City happy to go with Stefan Ortega for the upcoming season should Ederson leave, so it could be a case where we'll look for a young goalkeeper to play as backup to learn from Ortega and assess the situation again in 12 months' time. Hence the 12-month extension for Stefan Ortega Moreno. Now, moving on to the final transfer, got a big update on Dani Olmo. Now, his £50 million release clause worth around €60 million needs to be met before Monday, because that's the expiry of that release clause. Apparently, there's several clubs interested from Spain and England. That's according to the Daily Mirror. No clubs specifically have been mentioned, but they said that the clubs are happy to meet that release clause. Now, Sky Sports, very interestingly, have said in Germany that Manchester City are the team that are most interested in signing Dani Olmo. RB Leipzig were happy to negotiate and sort a deal last summer for Joško Gvardiol, and they're happy to do the same again this summer for Dani Olmo. I think this is because Man City are happy to be patient. Both Leipzig and Manchester City are relaxed about the situation and are happy to negotiate a deal after the expiry of this release clause. So it isn't the do-all and end-all. I think Man City just want a clearer picture on their squad, and they're not going to get that before that deadline hits. Just like with Bruno G, they're not going to meet that release clause because you're just not going to know what you want to do in the summer transfer window so early on into the window. And clubs purposefully are putting these specific release clauses with specific dates in there as early as possible in the transfer window to ensure that clubs aren't meeting that release clause, so they do have a bit of control when it comes to potentially selling players, so they've got a bit of leverage when it comes to trying to get as much money as possible. So it may be a case that Man City wait, and through us waiting, may be given first priority, but we may have to pay a little bit more than the £50 million release clause when it comes to Dani Olmo. We'll have to wait and see. We've got good relations with RB Leipzig. We've already negotiated a successful transfer with Joško Gvardiol with RB Leipzig. Maybe we're happy to do the same with Dani Olmo. It's a bit complicated that other clubs are interested as well, but once Monday comes and goes, and if that release clause isn't hit and no club looks like they're going to be signing Dani Olmo, then I would probably sit here and say that Man City are the most likely club to sign Dani Olmo. But an interesting few days when it comes to Dani Olmo, putting himself right up there for the Golden Boot at the European Championships this summer, and potentially putting himself forward for one of the standout players for the tournament as well. Plenty of interest in Dani Olmo, including from Manchester City. Nothing going to get sorted as of yet. Club's very relaxed, and I would say encouraging news coming in from Sky Sports in Germany if you are wanting Dani Olmo to join Manchester City this summer. So there we go, that has been today's transfer update. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Remember, going to be keeping you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.